All right, welcome back to the deep dive. We always talk about stocks and businesses and trends, all these different things to invest in. But today, we're kind of flipping the script, right?
That's right.
We're talking about the most important investment you can possibly make.
Yeah.
And that's investing in yourself. So we're going to go deep on that today.
Of it.
So forget the stock market, forget crypto, forget real estate. We're diving into you. What are the best ways to invest in your own growth?
I love that framing. And we actually went through a bunch of material, research articles, books.
Tons of stuff.
A lot of stuff. And we've identified 10 key areas where you, our listener, can start making these really crucial self-investments starting like today, like no more waiting.
So we're going to break down 10 different areas, 10 different ways to invest in yourself to just maximize your potential, to become the best version of yourself.
Exactly.
So where do we even start?
Well, I think the most fundamental thing is to really dedicate yourself to constantly learning and growing. I mean, this might sound obvious, but it's kind of crazy how much successful people are always learning, right?
Yeah, totally. I mean, we were looking at all these examples. I mean, Warren Buffett, right? The guy is legendary for reading.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like 500 pages a day?
Yeah.
500 pages.
But how is that even possible?
I don't know how he does it. But the point is, the guy's a learning machine.
He is, and it's not just him. I mean, think about Elon Musk. He wanted to get into the space industry.
SpaceX.
And he didn't know anything about rockets.
So he just taught himself.
Basically. I mean, he read every book, every article, just immersed himself.
Wow. So it's more than just reading, right? It's really about this mindset of constantly expanding your knowledge base, exposing yourself to new ideas.
Absolutely. And that's what reading does so well. I mean, it helps you understand the world better,
Yeah.
Complex systems, ideas.
Yeah.
It helps you focus, which is such a superpower these days.
Totally. With all the distractions, right?
Exactly. And it can even spark like creativity and help you come up with new ideas because you're seeing things from all these different perspectives.
I love that.
And the cool thing is, as you learn more, you naturally become more confident in your abilities.
Oh, for sure.
Which makes you a better problem solver, a better decision maker.
It's all connected.
It is.
So we're talking about reading, but it's not just any book.
Right.
There are specific books that can really help you grow and develop in all these different areas.
Right. Like in the material we reviewed, a few stand out. I mean, Atomic Habits, by James Clear.
Oh, yeah. Classic.
It's amazing. He gives you practical strategies for like building good habits and breaking bad ones.
Super helpful.
Then there's like the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, right?
Yeah, Stephen Covey.
Yeah. That one's all about like productivity, leadership, and even like ethical decision making.
I need to reread that one, actually.
It's a good one. And like for your personal finances, The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
That's a game changer. He really breaks down how our emotions and biases affect our financial decisions.
For sure.
And like, I know people get intimidated by reading, but it doesn't have to be this huge commitment,
Yeah.
You don't have to read like Warren Buffett.
500 pages a day?
No. Just start small. One source suggested just 10 pages a day.
10 pages. That's it.
Yeah. That's totally doable, right?
Very doable.
And if you do that, you'll end up reading like 12 books a year.
Wow, that's impressive.
Just from 10 pages a day.
So small, consistent action.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're reading, we're learning, but all that knowledge, all those great ideas,
Yeah.
they kind of fall apart if you're not taking care of your health.
Right. That's so true. You can't really do much if you're exhausted or feeling sick all the time.
Exactly. So that's got to be the second area of focus. Investing in your health.
I agree. Like your physical and mental health, that's the foundation for everything else.
Yes, the base,
Yeah.
the platform.
Yeah.
So on the physical side, what are we talking about?
Well, it starts with those like basic consistent habits, right?
Yeah.
Like aiming for at least 30 minutes of exercise most days.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be crazy intense, Just move your body consistently.
Things get moving.
Yeah. And then there's, of course, what you're eating.
That's huge.
It is. Focus on whole foods, real food.
Fruits, vegetables, all that good stuff.
Exactly. And try to limit the processed junk.
The sugar, the processed stuff.
Exactly. And let's not forget sleep.
Oh, so important.
Like 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep, that's like a superpower.
It is.
It makes a huge difference in how you feel and how you function.
Totally.
And, mental health is just as crucial as physical health.
Absolutely.
And there are so many things you can do to invest in your mental well-being.
Okay, like what?
Well, Mindfulness and meditation are super helpful.
Even a few minutes a day, right?
Yeah, even just 5 or 10 minutes. It can really help you manage stress and stay calm and focused.
Totally.
Learning to set boundaries is another big one.
Boundaries, yes.
So important.
Like being able to say no to things that drain your energy, that don't align with your goals.
It's hard, though.
It is, but it's so important.
Yeah, it is.
And sometimes, you might need a little extra support. And there's absolutely no shame in seeking professional help, like therapy or counseling.
Right. It's a sign of strength, actually, taking care of yourself like that.
I totally agree. It's an investment in yourself.
For sure.
And think about it this way. Investing in your health now will prevent problems down the road.
Right. It's preventative.
Yeah, like you're building a solid foundation for your future self.
I love that.
And that future self might want to think about learning a high-income skill.
Yeah. Okay. So we're taking care of our bodies, our minds. Now we're thinking about the skills we need to actually thrive.
Exactly. And the more valuable your skills are, the more opportunities and freedom you have.
Makes sense. So what are some of these high-income skills we should be looking at? Well, the sources highlighted a few that are really in demand right now. Digital marketing, for example.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
It is. Yeah. Things like search engine optimization, SEO, social media marketing, all that stuff.
Businesses need that.
They do. And then there's coding.
Okay. Coding languages.
Yeah, like Python, JavaScript.
Those are popular.
Yeah, there's a ton of demand, especially in tech.
And what about skills that are valuable across all different fields?
Oh, absolutely. Like communication skills are always in demand.
Right. Being able to speak well, write clearly, all that.
Yeah. And public speaking, too.
So important. I know a lot of people are afraid of public speaking, but it's such a valuable skill.
It really is. And then there's copywriting.
Copywriting. Okay.
Yeah. Being able to write really compelling marketing and sales materials.
That's persuasive writing, basically.
Exactly.
Okay.
And let's not forget financial literacy, too. Understanding how money works, how to invest.
So important.
It is.
And the amazing thing is, you don't necessarily need a fancy degree to learn these skills anymore, right?
Totally. I mean, think about all the resources we have now. Online courses, YouTube, books, podcasts.
So much information out there.
There is. You can learn pretty much anything you set your mind to.
And some of these resources are even free, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's amazing.
It is. Like platforms like Udemy, Coursera, they offer incredible courses on all these skills.
Wow. So there are no excuses, really.
Exactly. It's all about taking that first step, making that commitment.
Okay, so we're learning, taking care of our health, getting those high-income skills. But we can't forget about the people around us.
Oh, absolutely. The people you surround yourself with can make a world of difference.
Right. I mean, your network is your net worth. That's a cliche, but it's true.
It is. The relationships you build can really accelerate your growth and open doors to new opportunities.
For sure. So this is our fourth area of focus, right?
Yes. Investing in strong relationships.
So how do we actually do that?
Well, first, you got to be intentional about who you spend your time with.
Right.
Surround yourself with positive, ambitious people.
People who lift you up, basically.
Exactly. And actively look for mentors.
Mentors.
People who are more experienced, who can offer guidance and support.
Who've been there, done that.
Yeah. They can really help you avoid pitfalls and accelerate your progress.
For sure.
And don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Go to industry events, conferences, networking events.
Get out of your comfort zone a little.
Exactly. You never know who you'll meet. And of course, don't neglect your existing relationships, those meaningful friendships.
Right, the people who are always there for you.
Yeah, those relationships are so valuable.
Totally.
But on the flip side, we also need to be willing to let go of relationships that are holding us back.
You're talking about toxic relationships.
Exactly. Those relationships that drain your energy, bring you down, make you feel bad about yourself.
Yeah, sometimes you have to walk away.
It's hard, but it's often necessary.
It is. So surrounding yourself with the right people can really elevate your life.
It can. The right people challenge you, they inspire you, they support you, they open you up to new possibilities.
They can make all the difference.
They can.
Okay, so we're learning, we're healthy, we've got valuable skills, and we're building great relationships.
Sounds like a good start.
But all of this can be wasted if we're not managing our time effectively.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Time is the one resource we can't get more of.
So true. So our fifth area of focus is all about mastering time management.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
We all have the same 24 hours in a day, but how we use those hours is what really matters.
Right. It's about being intentional, strategic.
Exactly. And there are some really powerful strategies out there.
Yeah, like what?
Well, there's a Pareto principle, which is also known as the 80-20 rule.
Okay, I've heard of that.
It basically says that 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts.
So focusing on that 20% is key.
Exactly. Figure out what those high-impact tasks are and prioritize them.
But smart.
Then there's time blocking, which is all about scheduling specific blocks of time for certain activities.
So like planning out your day in advance.
Yeah, it brings a lot of structure and intentionality to your day.
I like that.
And then there's the idea of deep work.
Deep work, okay.
This is about eliminating distractions and focusing intensely on a single task for a set period of time.
So no multitasking, no checking your phone every 5 minutes.
Exactly. It's about getting into that flow state where you're super productive.
I love that. And there are even tools that can help us with all this, right?
Well, yeah, for sure. For planning and organization, there are things like Notion and Google Calendar.
Those are great.
And for deep work, you can use something like the Pomodoro technique.
The Pomodoro technique.
Yeah, you basically worked in 25-minute intervals with short breaks in between.
That's interesting.
It can really help with focus.
Cool. So there are a lot of different strategies and tools.
There are.
But the main takeaway here is that time is precious, and learning to manage it effectively is a huge investment in your success.
It really is. And, when you're managing your time well, you're also able to communicate more effectively.
Oh, that's interesting. So our sixth area is improving communication skills.
Exactly. Because it doesn't matter how great your ideas are.
Yeah.
If you can't communicate them clearly and persuasively,
no one will listen.
Right. It's a crucial skill in every aspect of life. Business, relationships, leadership.
Totally. So how do we get better at communicating?
Well, there are a few things you can do. Joining Toastmasters is a great option.
Toastmasters, okay.
Yeah, it's a supportive environment where you can practice public speaking and get feedback.
That's a good idea.
And even something like regular writing can help.
Writing?
Yeah, even just journaling for a few minutes a day can improve your clarity of thought and how you express yourself.
That makes sense.
And perhaps most importantly, practice active listening.
Active listening, okay.
Really focus on understanding the other person's perspective. It's a fundamental part of effective communication.
It shows you care, too.
It does.
So learning to communicate effectively is really about honing a whole set of skills.
It is. It's about being clear, being concise, being persuasive, being empathetic.
And it pays off in all areas of life.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're learning, we're healthy, we've got skills, we've built relationships, we're managing our time, we're communicating effectively.
That's quite a list.
It is. But there's another crucial area we can't ignore.
And that is?
Our finances.
Ah, yes.
Money.
I know it's not always the most fun topic.
It can be a bit stressful for some people.
But it's so important.
It is. I mean, money isn't everything.
Right.
But having a degree of financial security gives you freedom and peace of mind.
It takes a lot of stress away.
It does.
So this is our seventh area, right?
Yes. Improving your finances.
So what are the best ways to invest in our financial well-being?
Well, the sources we reviewed emphasized a few key habits.
First, you got to track your spending.
Oh, budgeting.
Yeah, it's essential. You need to know where your money is going.
Makes sense.
Then, aim to save at least 20% of your income.
20%? That's a good goal.
It is. It's a great way to build a safety net and start growing your wealth.
I mean, investing, right.
Exactly. The earlier you start investing, the better.
Even if it's just a small amount.
Yeah. It's all about consistency and letting that money grow over time.
The power of compounding.
Exactly.
So stocks, real estate, those kinds of things.
Yeah. There are lots of different investment options.
Okay.
And finally, try to avoid accumulating unnecessary debt.
Live within your means.
Exactly.
That's easier said than done sometimes.
It can be, but it's so important for long-term financial health.
It is. And there are some great books that can help people learn more about managing their money.
Oh yeah, for sure. Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
Classic.
It challenges a lot of conventional thinking about money and wealth.
It's eye-opening.
And then there's The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas Stanley.
Okay.
It's fascinating. He studied the habits of self-made millionaires, and it turns out they're not always who you'd expect.
Interesting.
Yeah, a lot of them live pretty modestly.
Huh. So it's not always about fancy cars and big houses.
Yep. It's about making smart financial decisions over time.
So it's about building a solid foundation, making good habits.
It is.
And then those habits compound over time, just like investing.
Exactly.
Right, so we're learning, we're taking care of ourselves, we're building skills and relationships, we're managing our time and our finances.
We're on a roll.
We are. But the next area of focus might push some people outside their comfort zone a little.
Oh, good.
Because it's all about embracing discomfort.
Love it.
So our 8th area of self-investment is getting out of your comfort zone.
I mean, think about it. If you're always doing what's easy and familiar, you're not really growing.
You're staying stagnant.
Exactly. Growth happens when you challenge yourself, when you push your boundaries.
Right, when you do things that feel a little scary or uncomfortable.
Exactly.
So how do we intentionally get out of our comfort zones?
Well, the sources had some great suggestions. One is to take calculated risks.
Okay, risks.
Yeah, like start a side hustle, learn a new skill that's totally different from what you know.
Something that stretches you.
Exactly. And for some people, solo travel can be a huge confidence booster.
Yeah, that can be really challenging.
It can, but it's so rewarding. It forces you to rely on yourself to figure things out.
And you learn so much about yourself in the process.
You do. And even something as simple as speaking up more in meetings or social settings.
Sharing your ideas, your opinions.
Yeah, it can be intimidating at first, but it gets easier with practice.
It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of times, the fear we feel around these things is worse than the actual experience.
Oh, for sure. We build these things up in our minds.
And then when we actually do it, we realize, oh, that wasn't so bad.
Right. And each time you push yourself outside your comfort zone, you build resilience, you become more confident.
You prove to yourself that you can handle it.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're pushing ourselves, we're growing, but we also need to make sure we're not burning ourselves out in the process, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's not all about hustle and grind.
So that brings us to our 9th area of focus, taking care of your mental well-being.
So important. Success isn't just about achievements and accomplishments.
Right.
It's also about feeling good, feeling happy, feeling fulfilled.
So it's about inner peace, too.
Exactly. And your mental health plays a huge role in that.
Totally. So what are some things we can do to invest in our mental well-being?
Well, cultivating gratitude is a big one.
Gratitude. Okay.
Yeah. Take a few minutes each day to appreciate the good things in your life.
Write them down, think about them.
Exactly. It can really shift your perspective.
And what about all the technology we're surrounded by?
Oh, yeah, that can be a big drain on our mental energy.
Especially social media.
It is. It's easy to get caught up in comparing ourselves to others, feeling inadequate.
Totally.
So be mindful of your screen time. Set limits, take breaks.
Disconnect a little.
Exactly. And incorporate a mindfulness practice like meditation.
Even a few minutes a day, right?
Yeah. It can really help you calm your mind, reduce stress, improve focus.
It's like hitting the reset button.
It is. And, you know, when you're feeling good mentally, you're more resilient, you make better decisions.
You show up better in all areas of your life.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're taking care of our physical health, our mental health, our skills, our relationships, our finances, everything.
Wow.
But it can all feel a bit aimless if we don't have a clear vision for the future.
Oh, absolutely. You need to know where you're going.
Otherwise, you're just drifting.
Exactly. So our 10th and final area of focus is creating a clear vision for your future.
I love that. So how do we actually do that?
Well, the sources we reviewed suggested a few things. First, write down your goals.
Get them out of your head.
Yeah. Both short-term and long-term goals.
So you can see them, track them.
Exactly. And then create a vision board.
Oh, a vision board. That's fun.
It is. It's a visual representation of your goals and dreams.
So you can see it every day. Remind yourself of what you're working towards.
Exactly. And most importantly, make sure your actions align with your vision.
So everything you do should be moving you closer to those goals.
Exactly.
No wasted effort.
Right.
So it's not just about dreaming big. It's about taking consistent action towards those dreams.
It is.
And that's how you create the future you want.
That's the key. The future isn't something that just happens to you. You shape it through your choices and actions.
So powerful.
It is.
Okay, so we've covered a lot today. 10 different areas where you can invest in yourself. 10 different ways to become the best version of yourself.
So much good stuff.
It is. So for you listening, think about which of these areas resonates most with you right now? What's the one thing you could start doing today that would have the biggest impact on your life?
And think about the long game. What would your life look like if you consistently invested in yourself, even just a little bit each day?
How much could you grow? How much could you achieve?
It's exciting to think about, right?
It is. So what's that one small step you're going to take today?
What are you going to commit to?
Because investing in yourself is the best investment you can make.
I totally agree. It's an investment that pays dividends for a lifetime.
Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive. We'll see you next time.
See you then.